Good morning, greeters, and welcome to Peaceweek Airlines Flight 657. Oh my God, it's not even 7 and I'm about to hit the air. Just a few pre-takeoff checks. One is the most important. My glasses need a quick clean. Well, actually, just need a defrost. Just going live on this channel for something different. There's a lot of activity will be happening on the other channel, and I'm just curious to see if this even fits the algorithm. It's a delightful 10 degrees Celsius, although I have put the title Winter Has Arrived because unfortunately the mist is already, or the fog or whatever it is already dissipating, but it was like pea soup out here before. It's creepy. Fogs are creepy, so I thought we could talk about weather that we think is creepy. I know a lot of people find wind really creepy, especially when it doesn't stop for days on end. Is that Clancy Woodard? Hello, Griever. All right, buckle up, people. We are heading to let's go to Athens today. We go to different places. Wait a minute. One last check, lip balm, and then we can hit the road. Hit the air. Friday. I have work looming, which is where I'm headed. Okay. I hope everyone's brought their own snacks, beverages, and seatbelts. You don't get any of that shit on Pittsburgh Airlines. Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Oh no, I've got my logo for my other channel. It's quite big. That's from Tori and the Law of Crime and Cooking channel. Oh, you're getting a stinker. Yeah, it's 10 degrees Celsius here. So once again, for perspective, this is 32 Fahrenheit. So it's not like below freezing, but it's brisk. But it was the fog. But the fog's already bloody cleared. I was like, I've got to go live, and we can all be like, ooh, spooky. But it's within 5 minutes it cleared. But we've had such a mild winter. Like, I've already driven past 2 plants that are the cherry blossoms are now out, and I've got all my bulbs are up, my daffodils and other florals. None of the plants in my garden went dormant over winter like they're meant to. They just grew. And we've had this very mild weather with the occasional reminder that it is meant to be winter, but not many, and only for like 1 or 2 days at best, and then back to being really mild again. Like yesterday was sitting on my porch chewing some tobacco. Chewing some tobacco. Chewing tobacco I'd never ever heard of. And well, I might have read about it in a book or something, but when I went to the US and as an exchange student, there were guys at my school who had chewing tobacco. I'd never heard of such a thing. And one boy tried to give me a kiss with a mouthful of chewing tobacco, and I was not okay with that. Despite being a fond admirer of the cigarette, the thought of pashing somebody with a mouthful of chewing tobacco just, ugh, it's like bong water. Is that Hendo? How's Hendo Pomeranian Puppy doing? I get a very different audience in on this channel too. I get there's a crossover, but Tasmania Calling has its own little sort of niche crowd. That's good to hear you're fine. But I'll be back. I'm great, thanks, Hendo. I'm glad that it's Friday because that means the weekend is nearly here. Although I work Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays, and I'm not sure I like the combo. I'd like a block rather than two lots of two. So I'm going to rethink the days and have a chat to my boss about the days that I might be able to get just a bit of um, there's just not enough days in the week to get everything ends doing. And I mean, for most of my life was a full-time worker, but I can't even compare what it was like when I was a full-time worker to now. Like, work now is just so fast-paced. The volume of work you churn out in a day, the amount of issues you deal with, like, it's just so different. I was trying to explain that to a friend of mine who hasn't worked for over 20 years, and she doesn't sort of put any weight on her friends when they talk about how stressful their work is, because her brain goes back to a time when she spent half of her working day going out for coffees and sitting in the lunchroom drinking coffees, and she's really got no idea. It's such a different world now. Computers have just sped everything up, and we're all way more done. Back in the day, half of your work day was around doing shit, going to the post office, like all kinds of stuff. Now it's all just done from the office, and it's just bang, bang, bang. It is. I'm in the future, Hendo. And I got to say, as far as a Friday goes, it's looking all right. Can't complain. But I know I've got a fairly busy day, and I've got training, which I'm so conflicted. Like, training can be really good when you need a break from clients, but it can be really bad when you've got heaps of work to do. And you just sit in training going, I want to be out there doing my work. Yes, we do drive on the left-hand side. It freaks people out. But to me, it's perfectly natural. But you've got to remember, too, that I think the reason it looks so weird, because it looks weird to me watching Americans driving on the right-hand side of the road. But you've got to remember that the cars are different, too. So, like, the driver's side is on the right of the car. Like, if you're looking straight ahead, I'm on the right-hand side. I'm closest to the line. Whereas you guys, your driver's seat's on the left side. So it would feel very strange driving the way I am if you're on the left-hand side. Although we've got a shitload of American cars here that haven't been converted over, and they are left-hand drive, and people cope. Well, not a shitload, but, sort of collectible Mustangs and Corvettes and stuff like that. But it does freak people out. The other thing that freaks people out is how fast it looks like we're going, but we're just not going that fast. It probably won't mean anything to you because we're in kilometres, not miles, but I'm doing about 48 kilometres an hour at the moment. When I get on the highway, it's obviously faster, but yeah, people are like, slow down. I was like, I couldn't actually be going much slower if I tried. Can't believe the fog's already gone, though. It looks so creepy. I was like, oh, this is perfect for a creepy drive to work. Yeah, I've got the little logo that I temporarily made. I was actually quite proud of myself just to rebrand my channel, but I'm going to get proper stuff done. But it's the scales of justice, and on one side's a little handcuff hanging off the scale for crime, and on the other side there's a plate. And I made that all by myself. Aren't I clever? But it's not meant to be showing when I'm live on this channel. I've got some StreamYard tweaking to do. Isn't it pretty much? This is my drive to work every day, so I can't complain. Driving through, at the moment we're driving through dairy country, but as you know, I live at the beach. The coast is just to the left of here. So I've got this, my view is coastal and country. And we go over the causeways, which I think is just such a fun and unique thing to do when you're driving to work. I've got a fairly quiet weekend, which I'm happy about. I've actually got a celebration of life to go to after work today. A friend of, well, my family's, but a friend got my generation, really close to my brother, but he lived in London with his partner, and his funeral was in July. But, oh no, June, sorry, but he was Tassie born and raised and had a lot of, and worked here for a while before he moved to England. But, you know, a lot of friends in the whole legal profession adored him, and he ended up becoming a professor, and he would come to Australia and speak at conferences, and we're having a send-off for him tonight, which will be really lovely. And then I've got a fairly quiet weekend, but quite a few YouTube things planned on my other channel. On the Law of True Crime and Cooking, Law of Crime and Cooking, Tori's Law of Crime and Cooking. Tori and the Law. I still can't even get my name right, but we're going to be doing a couple of watch parties about a very intriguing Australian story that has many twists and turns and pretty much exposes huge flaws in our justice system, the prosecution. Also exposes mainstream media and the most powerful journos in Australia. It all happened in the halls of power at Parliament House. Sort of the dodgy shit that happened there, like the whole story. Pretty serious criminal allegations, and the presumption of innocence just flew out the window. It's a mess. But I want to play that. I've got 2 episodes that we're going to, well, 2 shows. A show that was done in 2 parts, and we're going to do 2 watch parties with fair use, conversation, discussion, and I'm even happy to have people up on the panel as well. It's full on. So that's planned. Also, I'm doing my first food crime time story. So that's going to be an ongoing series where I'm actually going to combine cooking and crime, looking at stories from all over the world, and there has to be a connection between food and the crime. And some of those episodes I'll actually be cooking. If there's a specific dish, so like with the mushroom mystery that's gripped the country and the planet, in Australia, like down the track, one of the, because I've just done part 4, but one of those episodes coming up, I'll actually cook a beef Wellington because that's what she cooked at the lunch that ended up killing 3 people and leaving another one very unwell in hospital. But the one that I'm doing on the weekend doesn't require any cooking, but there will be food present. I've been asked to comment on the Brian Kohberger waiving the right to a speedy trial, and I was asked that late yesterday afternoon, and then I went live again last night, and I was asked it again. It's like I basically got home, ate some fruit salad, washed my hair, cooked dinner, and went live again. Didn't have time. But I set a notification for someone who was covering it so I can have a listen to see what they have to say about it. But I don't have an opinion on that yet. I wasn't planning on doing any Idaho 4 Kohberger stuff, but I guess people want to know how I feel about it. But I don't really have an opinion yet. It's not something that's part of our judicial system, so it's not something I'm familiar with, this whole speedy trial concept. And then I can't stop listening to people talking about the Lucy Letby story, the worst child murderer in England's history now, the baby murderer. Found guilty of murdering 7 babies and found guilty of attempting to murder another 6. But there are other cases that they're looking into as well, which she might have played a part in as well. It's horrifying. But, oh, you haven't heard of Lucy Letby? I don't usually cover baby murder cases, mainly because when I was a criminal lawyer, I had to represent a few such folk, and I'm not going to say I have PTSD, but it makes me feel very unwell when I read stories like the one about Lucy Letby, and I just avoid them for my own mental health, like there's plenty of other crimes that I'm more than comfortable for some reason talking about. I mean, sometimes there are murdered babies in like family annihilator cases, but I don't usually just cover. And family annihilators are a completely different sort of kettle of fish. They're very strange, but yeah, I don't usually just cover plain. It's not the right word, but just straight up randoms like Lucy Letby, who just for some reason killed a shitload of babies. But the reason it's fascinating is it's so hard to actually read her and work out what the motivation was. And there's so many different experts on YouTube, sort of forensic psychologists, psychiatrists, investigators, doctors. There's all sorts of people weighing in on her, understandably, but no one can really come up with any sort of definitive diagnosis or explanation of a motive. And it's just such a bizarre story. It's absolutely horrifying. But I keep trying to find somebody who can just say it's this. But the problem is, this trial started in October last year. It's only just finished this week with her being sentenced to never be released from prison, essentially. And so many experts who've had plenty of time to observe her in court and look at her interrogation and all the stuff that, witnesses said, and no one can really explain it. It's like this sort of Oh, we've just been over the two causeways. We went over your favourite causeway before Scout. And there's just that sort of fascination, I guess, with, which is often the case with crime, is the why. And, a lot of different things are being thrown out, like Munchausen's by proxy. Kim Animal was in my chat yesterday mentioning sadism. Well, she definitely had those tendencies. And then there's this whole sort of being in the area when these babies kept dying, but then she would sort of be the nurse who consoled the parents, but also did and said some really weird shit. And she left all these weird notes around her house and tried to explain all of them away, including the one when she said she was evil and that she did it. Like, it's just such an intriguing case. Just glad she's locked up forever. And then she's got these parents that are in total denial. And she was an only child and had a very, very tight relationship with her mother and father. And a lot of the things that she did throughout her life hinged on, how it would impact her parents. Like, it was a very close family bond that they had. But, the mother was like, this has to be a big mistake. This is all wrong. It couldn't be her. But yet there was so much evidence that showed it could only have been her. So, yeah, it's a doozy. And a bit of a discussion. But, I don't even know which video I've listened to even show to sort of ignite the discussion, because everyone's got not very different, but there's, like, if there was a checklist for different psychological explanations, she always is sort of ticking a couple of boxes, but not all of them. And I listened last night to a guy that was doing the chronology, because all of the babies were given initials to put, like, they're minors, their names weren't put in court, starting at letter A and it ends at letter P. And you're like, my God, we're a long way through the alphabet. And he goes through each baby and what they were put through and what they endured, and it's just horrible. It's horrifying. Like, these little babies suffered greatly at the hands of this woman who is an absolute enigma. Other than the fact that you can say without a doubt she is evil. And maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's just, not just, but maybe that's the answer. She is an evil person. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking story. Very, very, very sad story. But then there's also this whole aspect of that story too, where many of the deaths could have been prevented, but the hospital management, despite nurses and doctors raising serious concerns about Leppy, management were very slow to respond. And when you look at the timeline and when people were raising alarms about her and how many babies were killed beyond that point, like, it's pretty horrific. So management's got a lot to answer to as well. But yeah, so it's another one of those stories. There's just a lot of sliding door moments that, unfortunately the sliding door didn't go in the direction that could have saved lives, even though there was enough evidence for management to intervene and do something about it. I've ended up talking crime for half of this drive, and this is my Tasmania calling channel. When you asked me what I was doing on the weekend, Hendo, I'll be doing a bit of YouTube on my other channel. Look at beautiful Tasmania. I'm slowly moving all my crime stuff from this channel, ironically, over to the other one, and I'm putting rerun at the start of each one because people keep watching them and they're like, "Oh, I'm on the replay crew. I missed the live," and I've actually put in the description that I'm moving things over from this channel. But now I'm also putting rerun at the start, so hopefully that explains it well enough to people that they know that it wasn't a live that I did yesterday that they missed. I don't know what else I could do other than put rerun in addition to the note I'd already put in my description. But the idea is, to migrate all the crime stuff over to the other channel. And then this channel, I just want it to be a purely Tasmanian vlog, and just do all the Tassie stuff here. Are you subscribed to my other channel, Hendo? That it used to be Smooth Criminal Podcast, and then it was Smooth Criminal, and then it was Smooth Criminal Podcast, and nobody could find it. It's now Tori and the Law of Crime and Cooking. But that's where I do all the crime stuff. And yeah, look, I will talk about Lucy at some point, but I've already got like 3 other lives on that channel on the weekend, so it may not be till next week. I wish I had the luxury that many YouTubers have of time. But the ones that can go live every day and do content every day, it's basically their job. Whereas for me, it's really just a hobby, and I still have other stuff going on in my life outside of work, like, eating food, cleaning the house, catching up with friends and family. But yeah, I am slightly envious of people that can treat YouTube like a job and do something on their channels every day. Even just editing videos and stuff, which I love doing, but it takes such a long time. It can be half a day or even a whole day just to do a little 5 or 10 minute video. But I do set up the lives with a bit of notice, and I put an announcement on, like if it was on this channel, I put an announcement on the other channel, and I do a bit of cross promoting. And this channel, though, is not really picked up on the algorithm, like the fact that it's just you and me, Hendo. A few people have popped in and out and not shown any interest in what I've been talking about. So this channel is quite depressing when it comes to going live, I must admit. But I think if I can get the branding right on this channel and just do purely Tasmanian stuff. But I've also got paid members on this channel, so I feel like I still need to do something over here, even if it doesn't hit the algorithm, because people are paying memberships. You got a notification. That is good. That is very good. But yeah, ultimately I want this channel to be, all the little, taking you around to see different parts of Tassie, eating Tassie food, that kind of stuff. or even when I travel overseas, just take you guys with me. But it was completely my fault that I went down the crime discussion before. But yeah, a lot of my subs say they'll be on this channel wanting to know about crime stuff, and then I'll be on the other channel where I talk crime and they'll want to know about Tassie stuff. It's hard having, and I've got a third channel with Finn. We've got batshit as well, so it's it's tricky. But I'm trying to be really disciplined. And like last night, I was talking about the mushroom murder, and one of the subs asked me about Brian Koberger, and I'm like, I need to stick to one topic per live. Like if it's not in the title, I'm not talking about it. But then I started talking about it because I'm easily distracted. But I really want to try to establish, and if it means less lives and more videos, then that's what I'm going to do because I'm trying to get a brand that's consistent. Or the other thing is, if people ask questions about other cases or whatever, I'll make a note that they're showing interest in something, and I'll file it away to talk about another time. It's fucking hard, really. Like YouTube's not easy. A lot of subscribers are very quick to criticize, and it's like, well, you go live and you see what it's like because it's not as easy as it looks. It isn't just a case of turning on a microphone and away you go. And you've got technology in the mix. Like yesterday, I had someone was calling me while I was live, and for some reason, after I'd rejected their call, it killed the audio on my stream. And people were having a crack at me about it. I couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't my fault. I was like, you fucking go live and I'll call you and you see what happens, and then I'll accuse you of being a net. Everyone's a critic, right? We're in Hobart Town in very good time, which pleases me because I want to actually make some porridge before work. I'm hungry. Don't apologise for having a life, Hendo. I love being on YouTube and putting stuff out there, but it's not like there's a roll call and we're like, where's so and so? If and when people are able to join in, it makes me very happy. But there's absolutely no other feelings regarding subs. Like if subs aren't in the live, I'm not like they're not supporting me anymore. And to be honest, I'd rather have subs that pop in on occasion because they've got a lot going on in their worlds other than YouTube than just have like 200 people watching me every single day because they got nothing else to do. I like our diverse community where we all have fulfilling lives outside of social media platforms because you guys have all got interesting stuff going on to talk about. I watch the chat in some of those channels where you can tell that, there's the bulk of the subs are people that literally just live on YouTube and they have nothing else to talk about but YouTube. If you say to them, like, when was the last time you went out for a meal? They probably can't answer that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not including the people that can't go out for meals. I understand there are a lot of housebound people on YouTube, and YouTube's fabulous for them too. That's why I love taking people for walks during COVID because so many people weren't able to get out and go for walks and stuff. There's pros and cons. Miss K does have a life. Hello, gorgeous. So yeah, I've got a busy day at work, and then Pete's celebration of life, send off, whatever. Well, no, he's already had his funeral, so his celebration of life, and that's going to be interesting. I'll be catching up with heaps of people I haven't seen for a long time, and my brother and sister will be there. Will's actually giving one of the speeches. You sleep well, Hendo. Sweet dreams. You haven't? No, I haven't seen you much lately. But like I was just saying, I just love it when people pop in when they can. Joey Wilson, I kept going, where's Joey? It's funny, you go through phases and you suddenly notice someone and you just hope they're doing okay. And, you know, there's some of you guys I can contact, but Joey, weirdly, even though she's been on my channel for 5 years, like we're not Facebook friends, or she's never emailed me. And I noticed Joey's absence. I mean, she's quite the bold character. And she popped in yesterday and it was great. It's like, Joey. But I think it's healthy for that people aren't constantly on YouTube. And I go live at so many different times and days and so on that, you know, if there were people that managed to come into absolutely every single live I did, I'd be a bit worried. Like, when are you sleeping? Do you guys ever have thoughts about, like, the people that are hardcore YouTubers? Like, do you ever say to yourself, when do you people clean your house? Or, you know, do your laundry, or go shopping for food, or, you know, do something down in the garden? Yeah, and I can't help the notification thing. That's just algorithm hell, really. There's nothing I can do about that. But Hendo got a notification for this one, so that was good. And I do try to, I mean, I don't with these lives because I set them up basically in the car right before I head to work. But anything that I'm doing that it can be scheduled, there's usually at least an hour's notice, and I put it up on my community page on my other channel. But, yeah, I mean, look, if I was really, really full on about, you know, making this a job, then I'd be putting it out on every other social media. But I'm going live, you know, I'd be tweeting or Xing as it is now. I'd be bloody putting it on Facebook, and I'd have an email list of all the people who've ever emailed me, and I'd flick something out to them. You'd probably want to have a Facebook page that was really active, and which I do have a Facebook page, but I've got to sort that one out because I can't rename it. Or maybe I can actually. But I need to rename and rebrand that, and that would be another place that I could promote. But I just don't have the time. I've got the checklist of what you should do before you go live, and it takes longer than doing the live. You've got to sort of not choose your battles, but, you know, if you were able to do it as a full-time job, if I was able to, I'd be very thorough with all of that stuff. But when you're a sort of hobby YouTuber, it's not that easy. And on some of the channels, it's not like they do it all themselves either. They've got mods that write the shows for them and do the research and do all of the social media promoting. And I've never asked someone to do that unless I could pay them. And you often wonder, you look at some of these channels where they have mods that do all the work, and, you know, are they actually passing any of the money they're making on YouTube onto these people, or are these people just doing it because they love the creator and want to help? Because I know how much work it is, and there's no way I would ask someone to do shit like that for me if I couldn't pay them. You know, there are some creators that have subs who are clipping other things while people are live and sending them little videos that they can play while they're live and doing all sorts of shit. And I mean, if that's what people want to do, it's awesome. But for me, if I couldn't pay them something, like if I couldn't offer them a percentage of what I made every month or something, there's no way I would ask someone to basically be my producer, researcher, creator, video maker, channel clipper. No way. Mm. And some of them also, the mods deal with all the emails that the creator gets. And Jesus, it's crazy. But, you know, these channels in the States do make pretty decent money, and maybe they do pay them. I don't know. I don't think they do. I've never heard a creator going, oh, by the way, I pay my mods who do all this amazing work for me. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't a creator that has said that, hasn't. I'm not saying there aren't. Oh, where's my headband while I put my makeup on? I just had it in my hand and it's like vanished. It's around my neck. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. God, I'm hopeless. I don't have anyone to do my hair for me. I just put my glasses back on, but there's nothing in the chat, so I was putting on my makeup. But yeah, we've finally got a little bit of winter weather. I actually packed a beanie I did. I packed a little beanie and gloves, and I've got my big scarf and my warmest jacket. Yesterday I was in like a tank top and yoga pants. I mean, if I had been at home, I wouldn't have been in yoga pants. So I went from the gym to the optometrist to doing errands to the car wash to going live while I drove home. It was a beautiful day. Like, it was, I wouldn't say it was hot, but it was very warm for August in Tasmania. We've got a scary summer coming up, guys. The whole country. It's going to be long, hot, dry. We haven't had sleeping plants over winter. All the spring flowers started coming out a few weeks ago. It's pretty grim, the forecast for summer. Sending out positive vibes now that we somehow managed to avoid anything like we have in the last few years with bushfires, and he's hoping that 2019, 2020, or 2020, the fires on the mainland, and then all the floods as well. It's just, yeah, we've just copped it. So send out positive vibes, and much love too to all of the countries battling bushfires. And I read an article, I think yesterday, about Italy's now going into another like unbearable heat wave. It just isn't. It just doesn't stop. Everyone's just getting pulverized by climate change, in my opinion. All right, let me put on some powder. I've got time to log off, make some really yummy food, go and get a real coffee. Luxury. I won't be live for the next hour with you guys. I'll actually take advantage of getting in this early. It's going to be a pretty heavy day. I've still got notes and things to do from Tuesday, because when we were finishing up on Tuesday afternoon, our database crashed. So all of us that were sitting there trying to put our notes in, we weren't able to do that. And I've got to start my day getting all of that sorted. It's just never-ending cray-cray stuff. All right, let me see what you monkeys are up to. Is that Morgan? I know, Sunny, isn't it cute? I was hoping someone would comment on that. Sweet dreams, Hendo. A lot of creators treat their mods like crap. I think if they're making good coin, they should pay them because a lot do more work research. Yeah, it is a lot of work for us to go live. And that's why, I go live as much as I can. But the reality is, it's not just turning on the mic. Like, you've got to do your research before you go live and make notes and have everything good to go and check that you're not playing music that might get you a copyright strike. There's so many checks you've got to do. And not only that, but even just setting up the audio and the camera and everything, like StreamYard at the moment is just being so difficult. Like, I get it all set up and I'm ready to go, and then I realize I've got no audio. So then I have to leave StreamYard and tweak all of the settings and go into all the settings on my computer and work out which button hasn't been unchecked or checked. And it's full on. It's full on. And even just like, I mean, I haven't been getting all glamorous when I've been going live lately, but I would prefer to be fully like made up like I'm going to work. But there's all of that. And, if I'm cooking, you've got to set everything up in the kitchen. You've got to pull everything apart and where it's normally set up and move. It's work. It is work. I don't have an issue with people getting paid on YouTube at all. But I think people should pay their mods if their mods are basically the channel. But yeah, that was Sunny getting a massage with her sleeping with me the other morning. Yeah, we've had a lot of fireys cruising around where I am too, and we've already had the text messages telling us all to get our fire kits ready. Like all the things that you need. And over summer, like, I put a 10-litre thing of water in my car, and I've got a little bag that has like a charger for my laptop, and if you're able to get somewhere where there's power, but also like I charge up some memory banks and whatever they're called, and some supplies and all of Sunny's supplies, and I make sure I've got her carrier like near the back door, and there's just all that sort of stuff. And then on top of that, the actual property preparations as well. So yeah, we've got the same down here. They're already very busy, and people are getting notices to sort out their land if they haven't been mowing it or clearing it. They're starting to put notices on properties for people to do that. So, I mean, it's really good that they're being proactive, but it's very strange for this sort of stuff to be happening in August. It's usually a little bit later in the year when all of those things start to happen. And then I've got I've got my tank, but I've also got another, I think it's maybe 2,500 litre little tank that's got a tap on it, because if your power goes out, but my big tank doesn't have a tap directly attached to the tank. So I've got like a little second one, so I've got a water source there as well. But yeah, they're trying to get everyone as organised as possible now, because Tassie's already that summery gold landscape. It's pretty scary. She's very cute. I'm glad you liked that photo. Hey, Mel Mac. Hello, Scott. How are you, Grover? But yeah, Sunny's awesome. But yeah, I just thought I need a thumbnail, and I was like, oh, that's right. I've just got a heap of photos of her when we had our little sleep in the other morning. She gets like up on my chest and practically has her face in my face. Although, God, she's naughty. She comes into my room some nights when I go to bed, and she gets up on my chest, and when she thinks I'm asleep, she then goes back out into the living room to stand guard outside my bedroom. She sleeps on the arm of a couch right near my bedroom door. And but she started getting on my chest but putting her bum in my face, and I like pick her up and flip her around 180 and drop her back down and give her a massage and try to get her to settle. And as soon as I think she's settled, I'd stop giving her a massage, and then she gets up and turns around and sticks her ass in my face again. And it's hilarious, but I do not want her ass in my face. But also the back part of her, she's not a very heavy cat, but when you've got a 5.5 kilo cat on your chest and their bum is on your chest part, like It's heavy. It's like I can't fall asleep while I feel like I've got a bloody dead weight on my chest. Get off. I mean, she's not a little stinky bum as much as Biscuit was. Like, if Biscuit had got on my chest with her ass in my face, I would have asphyxiated in my sleep. Not just from the weight, but also the farts, the pop-offs. But in over 2 years of Sunny being in my place, sorry, of me being in Sunny's place, I've only experienced her doing pop-offs twice. Whereas Biscuit, it was, constant. She was such a bogan. She was so funny. Sunny's hilarious too, thank God. But yeah, Biscuit was something else, really. That cat had no pride, no shame, nothing. She just did whatever the fuck she wanted. Biscuit's bum was perfect. You think? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was deadly. I don't know what the fuck she was eating. I mean, I fed her, but yeah, Sunny has done a couple of dainty pop-offs, and I've gone, did you just do a pop-off? And she gets all shy and embarrassed, whereas Biscuit would just grin at you. She was so naughty. Oliver was like that too. Oliver and Biscuit was so similar. I mean, Biscuit was still highly unique, and Ollie was too. But yeah, they both thought they were dogs and just acted quite differently to most cats. Whereas Sunny is very much a cat, but she's a cool one. Okay, mascara done. Go talk, go. Yay, yay, yay. Bit of hand sanitizer to get the last. Oops, sorry guys. Bit of makeup off my hands. There's not much on there, but there was enough to put a splodge on something. Can't stand makeup splodges on my stuff. Get off my belongings, I say. All right, I need them. Where are my work keys? Yes. There we go. Here's my work keys. What else do I need? Lips. Okay, you couldn't. No, you couldn't, and be grateful for that. I didn't. I don't actually hear. I've never heard the pop off of the cat. It is the ensuing aroma that alerts you to their offence. But yeah, we definitely used to hear the dogs fart all the time, and typical family, like any other family, you know, dad would fart and blame the dog, all of that stuff. But yeah, I didn't actually ever hear Biscuit, or I haven't heard Sunny either. It's just suddenly there is a wafting aroma that is unmistakable and appalling. I must admit, I quite like doing a pop off and seeing Sunny's face when I do it. Like if we just sleep, have it all sleep in or whatever. I like letting it rip and her ears go back and her eyes end up being huge. It makes me laugh. The dog is deadly. It's the ones you don't hear that'll kill you. I agree, Scott. Silent but deadly. Beware the silent pop off. I'm still trying to appreciate this Lip Sense lipstick that my boss sells, but it makes my lips tingle, and not in a good way. It's high maintenance because you've got to put layers on like paint and then let each layer dry before the next one. Stealth farts, yes. Beware the stealth fart. Although the problem with the stealth fart is you don't know it's hit you till it hit, you don't know what's going to hit you till it hits you. You're like, it's not like you have an opportunity to flee before it descends. It has to be descending for you to realize what is in your midst. And now I have some just somewhat annoyingly removed a sticky label that was sticking out a little bit, and now the top of the lipstick's it's got that sticky glue on it. Let's see if I can put the sticker bit back on because I can't. I prefer the loose sticker to the sticky. What's the lipstick any good? It's called Lip Sense, and it's my boss sells it, and she's always got these incredible colours on, and it stays on all day. Whereas I can put like lip balm on my lip, and a minute later it's already absorbed. And I was curious to try it. And Melinda was putting in an order the other day, and or a month or two ago, 6 weeks ago, whatever. So I thought I'd give it a crack, but it's like it does work. It does stay on, but it's not like a hang on, I'm just doing a last layer. It's not like a moisturizing experience. It dries like paint, and that's how it stays on. Like my lips still absorb this, even like 3 or 4 layers. Like originally I was doing 1 or 2, then I went up to 3. But the reality is I have to do 4. But I still have to reapply it later in the day. Whereas Melinda can rock up with the lipstick on and leave at the end of the day, and it's exactly the same as when she first walked in. But it's like a paint. It's a sort of, someone asked me if it's a stain, but it's more like a paint. And then you do the layers, and it's not like when you put lipstick on and you rub your lips together to make it spread evenly. It's you have to open your mouth and paint it on, basically. And then I also bought a gloss finish and a matte finish, and you can choose one or the other, and they go over the top. And mine's a very neutral color. It's like a, I think it's called praline rose. Like it's really pretty, but on me it looks great for like the first hour, and then my lips just start to absorb it all. Like I like the color and everything. Let me see if I can flick my camera around. I can show it. No, it's not. I love the tingle of the lip plumper. No, it doesn't plump them at all. Let me see if I can turn my camera around. No one expects a Spanish Inquisition of farts. Oh, no, that's not the button. There's Sunny Bum. Okay, so if I can get it facing front. Can you see it? can't actually see where my, because I'm not on the full screen. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's as close as I can get. Like I said, my phone's a long way away from my head. Cock her up, people. Yeah, it's a nice colour. Oh, hey, Humanimal. Well, it's a process, yes. You have to put layers on. You're all liking the colour. It is subtle. Whereas Melinda's one of those people that can wear, like, you know, the brightest red and look incredible. Whereas I can't. Looks great with my blues, my blouse. Thank you. We weren't allowed to wear black to Pete's send-off, so off his celebration. This is actually navy with the florals, and then as it goes further down, it's kind of like a Japanese top, and further down it's got like a band of orange, and then I've got like an orange skirt on as well. I love the word blouse, slacks. Oh, the top's getting the thumbs up, and I've got a little tree necklace on. It's my little tree. I like my little tree. Oh, you're not working to 10 today. I just started lurking. Good work. Right now, I want to get back to settings. Camera. There we go. There we go. So I want to have a quick ciggy before I head off to get on with my day, and I don't like having a ciggy with a camera on me. So yeah, it's nice, but nice colours. Huge range of colours. I generally lean towards sort of the brown with a dash of pink, neutral sort of colours anyway, even when I'm using a different brand. But there were so many colours to choose from. But it's a bit of a learning experience. And yeah, I'm not that. I mean, it takes me longer to do the lips than it does the rest of my face. But the actual makeup application process is tiny, short, very quick. I just put some mineral makeup on and a tiny bit of powder and mascara, and that's really it. If it's made of wood, is it a witch? Trees are witches. What are you talking about? My wooden tree necklace? I can never find the right lipstick shade or type. Aveda does a decent. Yeah, I've got a few. Well, I haven't at the moment. I've had lip tints in the past. But like I said, everything I use gets absorbed so quickly anyway. This one, out of all the lipsticks I've ever owned, stays on longer for sure. But my lips still absorb it. My face absorbs my makeup too. Like, it's just, unfortunately, I've got that sort of skin. And the other thing is, as the day goes on, I just start putting lip balm on because it does start to feel dry to me. And I can't stand dry lips. Monty Python are very on point with everything. And I agree, Scott. If Monty Python said it, it must be true. My necklace is a witch for sure. It's so cute though. The little circle parts of it are like the placemats I've got at home. on my dining room table. Oh, hang on, what's that? Part of my scarf. Okay. Oh, what's that? More of my scarf. Okay, so the necklace and scarf combo is not great, but irrespective. But yeah, I've got circular placemats on my dining room table that look exactly like that. It's cute. Save the trees. But yeah, we weren't allowed to wear black, and yet my sister and I both have a lot of black in our wardrobes. I mean, I wear a lot of colours too, but I always have like a black top and then black leggings, and then I'll have like a little A-line dress over the top or a little top and skirt or whatever. And Ange has got quite a few little A-line dresses that have got like a black background, but then they've got florals. And we were like, it's actually really hard to, in winter, to put together an outfit without an element of black. Like for men, hopefully they've all got suits and aren't black, but for women, it's it's a classic colour. It's the base. What's that called, Miss K? Lip moisture stuff. Best stuff for lips from the dermatologist. They sell it at Chemist Whorehouse. Discount Chemist Whorehouse. Best stuff under lipstick too. I'm keen to know what it is. Reveal. I mean, I don't wear makeup down at my house, and that's why I go live often without. Yeah, I'm with you, Humanimal. We need that. What is it? I hope Miss K's running around the house trying to find it now so she can give us the name. Because there's a discount Chemist Whorehouse just down the road from me. Well, in the town over from me. In fact, there's one just up the road here from work. Just trying to find it. I knew that was happening. You can't brag about stuff and then we're like, what's it called? Oh, I can't. I don't know. So much for me going and getting a real coffee. The coffee I made this morning is actually delicious, so I'm fine with that. I'm not ending this live until we know the name of that stuff. I'm also volunteering on Sunday, so when Hendo was asking me before about my weekend, and I went straight into all of the YouTube shit I'm doing on my other channel. It could be in 5 hand, but you keep burrowing, you find it, man. Humanimal and I need to know. And even Scott probably wants to know. But yeah, I prefer to not wear makeup. I wear it for work, or if I've got to go out to dinner, or like to this funeral. Well, it's not a funeral, the memorial this afternoon. But generally, yeah, I don't mind going live without it on. But I kind of feel like my other channel, I should probably be a bit more professional. But it's hard because I'll have spent the whole day without makeup on, and then I'm like, I'm going live on YouTube, and I have to put makeup on, and then after the YouTube live ends, and I've got to take it off, and yeah, well, I know you prefer not to wear makeup, but you like having moist lips, don't you, Scott? Don't you want to know the brand of the moisture thing? You may not be able to get it in Americana. It might be an Australian only thing. Yeah, I've got a really good brow. I love the Natio eyebrow stuff. For filling in thin. It's just like, where is it? Because yes, as we get older, our eyebrows thin, and you need to sort of just complete the. Where is it? It's just Natio. The labels actually come off it. But most of the stuff I use is Natio because I like all the mineral, and being an Australian brand as well. That just looks like a little black thing, but it's not. This bit's brown, and it's just got a little brush. And yeah, from Natio, and you can choose the different colours. But I love all the Natio stuff, and you often get a gift with purchase with Natio too. And who doesn't love a gift with purchase? But yeah, nearly everything I use is I've got Natio lipsticks and lip glosses and stuff, which I normally use, but I'm sort of still experimenting with this lip sense stuff. And for what I paid for it, I want to use it. It's not cheap. Mm. Yeah, it's a great brand. I thought you'd like Natio too. We're very similar in many respects, Him Animal, although you're way more glamorous. But yeah, I really like them, and they're if you put too much on or whatever, they're really easy to just get a little cotton bud and spread it out a little bit before it dries. Oh, I know that brand. I know La Roche. Isn't it a classic name? La Roche Posay. Lipcar AP plus anti irritation. It's such a weird. Why do they have Posay? It makes me laugh. I'll just go down the road of. Wasn't it Magda Szubanski who had a character called Posey? A 15 ml freebie one. But yeah, I do know that brand. I got La Roche Posay in one of my mystery boxes and one of my subscription boxes. And whatever the product was, I loved it, but I just thought the name was ridiculous. La Roche Posay. But yeah, whatever it was some sort of skincare thing, and it was really lovely. Yeah, it was good stuff. But yeah, I find that the Natio eyebrow collection is really good. Humanimal, like they've got pencils which I don't bother with because I'm a terrible artist. I can't draw for shit. So me filling in an eyebrow with a pencil is a recipe for disaster. Whereas this little one, it's like a mascara brush, but for your eyebrows in a way. No, you are glamorous. You're naturally glamorous. You've just got this sort of your posture and your hair and your style. You are, believe it or not. You are. But I feel like a shabby blobby mess these days too. But we both like, getting into those beautiful secondhand shops and rummaging for things, and you can you've got the figure that you can put on just the most ridiculous things and look fabulous in it. I've got to be a bit more careful because of my body shape. Yeah, steal them, Miss K. Never say no to a freebie. And if the freebie ends up being terrible, well, you didn't pay for it, so it doesn't matter. But if it's a good freebie, there's nothing better. But that's why I love Natio, because their gifts with purchase are amazing. Like I've got a little picnic basket, like a cooler picnic basket that I got with one of my makeup purchases, and it's the best picnic basket ever. It's really lightweight, but it's got the cooler lining in it. I've had umbrellas from them. I've got a smoothie cup with a straw that I love. Sometimes you get, when they first brought out their candles, you'd get a free candle. Like, they're just great. Or you get like a little bag of bits and pieces, like some moisturizer and some makeup-y things, and you have to give up on the pencils too. I think I may have used the wand brush thingy before. Yeah, they're really good. And they've changed them. Like, that's it. That's the only thing about Natio that sucks, is they're always evolving. I get really addicted to one of their products and then they discontinue them. But you can always pick up a bargain. Like, they're at my local chemist as well. And often you go in there and all the stock that's been, like the lines that they've decided to end, then you can buy them all for like bargain prices. But I love like their bronzer powder, their foundation. I use their foundation powder, bronzer, blush, eyeshadow, mascara, eyebrow stuff. I'm totes Natio. What did you say your body shape is? Marshmallow apple. I'm marshmallow. belly. I'm all belly. Sucks. Like I've still got really good legs. I still like wearing a short skirt, short dresses and stuff. But my gut is just menopausal. I'm like a marshmallow too. But I'm not apple shaped. I've got wide shoulders and narrow hips. I'm like a triangle with a big gut. Oh, he sounds great. Your body shape is silly putty. That rose hip primer is excellent. I love all the rose stuff that they do. I love all of it. I use their serum. Although I do actually dabble. I've got a lot of different brands of serums that I love because I always get new serums in my subscription box. But yeah, in terms of what I've just put on while we were sitting in the car, it's all Natio except for my lips. You're a carrot with a tummy and short legs. Really? You look like you've got long legs. I've got long legs and a long torso with a high waist. How tall are you, Humanimal? I'm 5'9". You always look like you're this sort of lanky, long-legged glamazon to me. Yeah, kimonos, moo-moos. Wow, you're 5'4". See, I always pictured you being really tall. Yeah, rose hip's beautiful. I love rose hip. Huge fan. And that sort of Turkish delighty rose flavour too. All of it. You're really muscular, just body fat. It's keeping us. I say that to my doctor all the time. It's like, I know I've got a six-pack under this belly. I hate having a high waist. That's the one thing I wish I didn't have because, like, I can't wear a skirt that needs to be zipped up. It has to be like a stretchy fabric skirt because the waist is so high. I mean, I have got like a little corduroy sort of mini skirt and stuff that aren't stretchy, but they just sit. But it has to sit on my hips, and then I can put like a yummy turtleneck or whatever on with it, and my little knee-high boots. But like things like jeans, I've got a great brand of jeans that I stick with all the time. But pants, shorts, anything like that, if I can't have the waistband, if it's not elasticized at the back so I can pull it down so it sits on my hip, I just don't wear them because my waist is too high. So I live in A-line dresses, A-line tops with little skirts, tunics and leggings, that kind of stuff. But luckily for me, my favourite era of clothing was the 60s. So everything I wear is sort of that 60s style. The little A-line short dresses and leggings and boots look. Or I wear these, they're more like jeggings actually, they're not jeans. I've got a couple of pairs of, I think the brand's Miranda jeans that are really suit me for some reason, but most jeans, again, I have the issue with the waist. You can dress groovily. My sister's heavily, like, she's the same. We both have very similar tastes with everything food, clothing, the way we decorate our homes, the works. And she's also very 60s in the way she dresses as well. And a bit 70s too. But she's got a thinner physique, so she can wear like the jumpsuits and things like that. Whereas if I wear them, I look ridiculous. I look like Tweedledum. But like my yogi said yesterday when I went to yoga, we're all beautiful and our bodies are beautiful. As I sit here having another cigarette before I go to work. That's pretty bad. But ciggies and coffee, come on. Mind you, I'm very close to quitting, thank God. We get to hear just how fit Trump is today. Sweet potato in a human suit. That video of him on the last batshit where he was sweating like a pig. He actually does look healthier than when he was president. I think he's lost a bit of weight. Yeah, see, the 50s style, I would, if I could, I would, but it's really hard to get legitimate retro clothing that fits a body like mine. Like, I'm 5'9". I mean, I sort of fluctuate between a size 12 and 14, but some stuff now, because of my gut, even a 16. But 50s dresses, I love them. But the waist factor and the fitted bodice and then the flared out skirt, it's very hard to get 50s stuff that works on me. But 60s, the A-line does. And 70s a little bit too. Like, I wear one of my pairs of yoga pants is flared. I've got flared yoga decks. I do, but it's more for my mental health and also for socializing. And also my knee. I still have to do all that physio stuff in the weights room. But I love, there's a few yoga classes that I love, and I love the bike classes. He can be hilarious and sharp like a hemorrhoid pain. Well, he's bloody looking a shitload better than Biden, let's be honest. Never thought I'd say that Trump made somebody else look better, but I'd say that he'd look better than someone else, but he definitely looks better than Biden at the moment. And he was really funny in the video that Finn played where he was sweating like a pig because he actually cracked a couple of jokes, but it went straight over the tops of the heads of the American news anchors that were covering the story. And I was like, oh, God, he's finally actually said something funny. Can you just give him his little moment on stage as a stand-up comedian? That was gold. But his humour got lost on them, which I guess when you don't expect someone to actually have well-honed one-liners, it might come as a bit of a shock. But I felt like they should have cut him some slack for that moment because it was actually pretty funny. Unlike his permanent orange. Like, why hasn't someone told him to get a different type of fake tan? No, they don't. They were so bad, Scott. If you want to watch the last Batshit episode over on the Batshit channel, we reacted to the news anchors and we were quite brutal and they deserved it. He is fast-witted. Yeah, look, many of his jokes have fallen flat, as we know, but on this occasion he did all right. It's like, give the guy credit where it's due. Just because you think someone's a megalomaniac asshole doesn't mean you can't appreciate the occasional one-liner that pops out of their mouth. All right, I am going to head into the orifice. He does understand branding. All right, you guys rock. Thanks for hanging out with me. I shall be going live on the weekend, finally doing the Brittany Higgins, Bruce Lerman stuff, Humanimal. So I'm planning a couple of watch parties. I really want to do them, though, in US time. I want the Americans in our community to hear this story because of just how fucking insane it is. I'm also volunteering on Sunday, so that one might be a tiny bit later, unfortunately, because I think I'm volunteering till 1. But as soon as I get home, I'll go live with the second watch party. And I also want to do, if I get time, my first food crime time story. Thanks, Miss Kay. And look, the send-off tonight for Pete, it's or the celebration of life. It's going to be beautiful. His partner's flown out from London. It'd be great to see Chris, and there'll be many faces I haven't seen for a long time. My brother's there with his beautiful wife, so we'll be catching up with them. My sister's with me as well. It'll be a beautiful farewell for Peter. You'd have to have those qualities to want to be a world leader. Thanks for the chat, Tori. Do you have a great day, Humanimal? Have fun at work. And yeah, I'm not either, Brittany. I'm not Team Brittany either. It'll be a good one. And I'm going to be doing, we'll do the watch party and then do an open panel at the end. That's the plan. So we may even be able to do both parts of the show all in one. It could be like an epic marathon. I don't know. I'm thinking 2, though, because each like part 1 and part 2 go for about an hour each. But yeah, I'm happy to open up the panel even at the start, and we can just watch and comment. But it's just such an intense story, and I really want the American subscribers in this community to have a listen to it. It'll be a beautiful evening for sure. And look, I love you, Groovers. I really do. I'll see you all. I don't have the exact times yet, Miss Kay, but it'll be around lunchtime on Saturday will be the first part, and then the second part will be early afternoon on Sunday. There'll be, I always set it up with a notification, and I always put a post on this channel or vice versa. I cross promote. So just keep an eye out for those. But both of them, yeah, Saturday will be around lunchtime. It's actually the second part, though, that's better than the first. So, but I kind of have to show the first part. I don't know. I'll work it out. But a part of me wants to do the second part first and the first part second. And the second one will be, we may even do them both in one. Look, I don't know. We'll see how we travel. But have a good day, everyone, or a good evening. And I'll see you all again very soon. Love you, Groovers. Bye.